after Fed's hawkish quarter point cut, let's take a look at some important news for you then. A day after Fed's hawkish quarter point cut, GDP in the United States has witnessed a significant increase, surpassing forecasts. GDP growth rate was reported at 3.1%, that figure exceeding forecasts of 2.8% when compared to the previous figure. The current growth rate also shows an increase in the second quarter. In fact, GDP growth was 3%. The US economy has already shown resilience even as consumers drew down on savings from the pandemic period and also grappled with higher interest rates as the Federal Reserve battled to rein in inflation. So that's the latest update as far as US Q3 GDP is concerned. But let's move on then. Bank of England has kept its benchmark interest rate unchanged at 4.75%, moving away from the FOMC's decision to cut rates this month. Now, 3 out of 9 members voted for a 25 basis point rate cut, but you do have Governor Bailey, who has maintained his stance for a gradual rate cut. In fact, in his comments, he also did not commit to a rate cut timeline or quantum. So that's the latest update as far as the Bank of England is concerned. But let's keep it going with central bank news flow then. The PBOC is the one that has kept its main lending rates unchanged amid challenges to bolster economic growth while also backstopping a weakening yuan. Now, the People's Bank of China said that it would steady the one-year loan prime rate at 3.1% with a 5-year LPR at 3.6% as well. So that's the latest update, at least on the central bank front. But let's move on then. Global IT services major Accenture delivered a beat in their Q1 revenues on the back of growing demand for its services to help adopt AI-powered tools. In terms of the new bookings, they stood at $18.7 billion, exceeding the previous year's figure. When you take a look at the revenue as well, that hit $17.7 billion. That was outperforming analyst projections as well. And revenue in the first quarter was also aided by higher than expected revenue from large deals. Their BFSI segment sported a robust growth of 10% on a sequential basis. So those are some of the key triggers coming in terms of the growth for the revenue. Now, the bigger takeaway here, though, was the fact that the company raised its guidance for the full year to 4% to 7% from the earlier range, which was 3 to 6% in terms of their guidance. Now, this was the second quarter in a row that Accenture raised its guidance for the full year on the back of Accenture's results. US listed shares of Infosys as well as Wipro ended the session with gains of up to 4%. So that's the kind of roundup that you're looking at least as far as Accenture is concerned. But tell you what, time for a very quick breather on the show. When we come back, we'll get you some more news and updates. So don't go anywhere.